Jasper Johns is an American painter who is associated with abstract impressionism, neo-dada, and pop art. He is well known for his depictions of the American flag, specifically the painting "The Flag", and is often called the artist's artist, as said in the book Jasper Johns. Johns has received several awards throughout his career, including the National Medal of Arts in 1990. More recently, the New York Times called him the United States' foremost living artist, citing a quote by Johns of, "I don't want my work to be an exposure of my feelings," which is one of his more famous quotes. Artstory.org goes on to say that Johns initiates dialogue with the viewer and their cultural context through his artistic exploration of how people see things around them. He has been deeply influential in the American art world for decades. As stated in Jasper Johns, an American painter, Johns' use of striking popular iconography made the familiar unfamiliar and made a colossal impact in the art world. In a recent article by the Museum of Modern Art, an interview with Jasper Johns was included in which he tells the backstory behind the creation of one of his most iconic works, the flag. Johns goes on to say that one night he dreamed that he painted an American flag, and the next morning he got up, went out, and bought the materials to begin it. The American flag is something the mind already knows, but its execution complicates the representation and invites close inspection, is a quote that Johns said after he ended up making the piece. Jasper Johns' The Flag, created in 1954, now on view at the Museum of Modern Art, is such a powerful painting symbolizing so many things. Anyone who sees the painting immediately understands it, and it invokes such emotion right off the bat. If you are an American, the flag is something you come across pretty much every day. And even if you aren't American, chances are you still see it almost daily and it means something to you or someone you know. This subject matter is something that reaches everyone in the world regardless of nationality. It's hard to fully articulate when seeing the flag with its antique style, and while I won't say it's overly challenging in its philosophy, it's hard not to understand on a base level. The painting has received so much popular traction, it's even on history books, it's on shirts, it's just plain everywhere. Johns wanted the painting to raise all kinds of emotion and meaning in the viewers who walk up to it or see it. It's not just a flag, it's a mirror or a symbol causing the viewer to think about their own life experiences and meaning from it. It means so many different things to so many people. With that being said, Johns gave us a very neutral playing field. This is a painting which is quite different from a printed image that a person would typically see. The surface stands off the wall a few inches, being a canvas on top of plywood. The surface itself is very heavily worked. As stated by smarthistory.org, Johns uses an encaustic style of painting instead of a more modern approach. This is an ancient Egyptian style that Johns revived. The painting is somewhat translucent and lumpy, allowing you to see through the surface layer of paint. When you look through the lumpy wax, you can see the ripped and torn newspaper articles underneath. So what we have here is the wax paint making up the flag on top of everyday American newspaper articles that can still be seen slightly, which adds to the depth of the painting. One reason I love this painting is because of the immense texture, giving it several layers versus a simple printed flag. The layers of the painting are indicative of the country itself, as the country is complex and has several different layers. America is not just a single layered, simple idea, and this is captured so well in the work. Therefore, the painting is so popular because it has the ability to captivate everyone. We all feel the depth and connection to America in this painting, not just the surface idea of it. Johns is showcasing how art can still be impactful and still deeply meaningful as symbols invoking emotion in pretty much every viewer. Johns does this not through painting faces or a scene, but through pure symbolism as he somehow manages to depict the complex American history within the painting. I think this is one of those paintings that doesn't need much context. This isn't a flag as much as it is a representation of a flag, and it pushes our thinking not only because of the subject matter, but because of the style.